Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Double Rainbow Podcast. My name is Sarah Ewing, and I'm your host, and this is my co-host,
Yazmin Henderson.
How are you, Yazmin?
You know, I'm tired, man.
Yeah, me too. So this is our first podcast, and this is the Double Rainbow Podcast. And Yazmin would love to tell you what the Double Rainbow Podcast is.
This podcast focuses on the LGBTQ plus community and the mental health surrounding it. This is also made to just be a safe space for people to feel accepted.
Yeah, and even though there might not be a bunch of people watching or listening to this, if we could maybe reach out, have at least maybe one or two people feel like they're not alone, then that's chill.
Yeah.
Even if it's to our friends, even if it's just to our school, shout out to the AACT kids. Then you know what? That's fine. That's kind of chill right there.
Yeah.
So
as long as we help one person, you know, we made a difference.
Exactly. As long as we help one person, we made a difference.
Yeah.
I would like to say I am bisexual. Yazmin is a minority. That's about it.
by minority, I'm black.
Well, I mean, are you in the LGBT?
I mean, who knows? I'm questioning.
Okay. Hey, you know what? If you're questioning, that's cool too, man. I just want to create a safe space for everyone and make sure people feel like they're not alone. Because when I was like a teenager, I am still a teenager, but I was like, I was a young lad. When I first, I was like, oh, I'm not completely straight, I felt alone, you know, because I didn't know if my family would actually, be accepting. I didn't know who would be accepting, but, you know, I'm here now, and I'm thriving in a sense where people accept me. Yeah, so I would also like to say that we're teamed up with Our Center, and if you don't know what Our Center is, you're in luck. We're gonna tell you. So Our Center is a nonprofit organization that was founded in 2019 that relies on donations. Their mission is to create a safe and supportive place for people a part of the LGBTQ community.
Not a part, but a part.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so Our Center is a place for people in the LGBT community to just, hang and feel accepted, and there's people there that will help you. They have all sorts of events, and it's not just for LGBT community. They even have, I know they have, transgender parent conferences that they, help the parents understand, and they help with the parents' emotional state, which I think is really cool. They have all sorts of stuff. I know AA meets there a bunch of times. Yeah. I think there's a bunch of stuff, and it's a really cool place. We went there a couple months ago.
Yeah. They also have a place for if anybody is struggling with food, or if they're homeless. They have a small kitchen, and they get donations for food, and you can cook food there. You can also knit a beanie. They have a whole knitting center. Yeah, that was really cool.
They have an entire arts and crafts stuff. Yeah. I think our partner for this project, Creme, when we left Art Center, she stayed, and I don't know what she did exactly, but she stayed in the Art Center, and she made something. She did something.
I forgot.
They even have a small section for books about LGBT community, and you can go in there and read about these things, and they have some really good books there.
Yeah. They also got a piano.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Just a fun little fact to throw out there.
So I think when we went there, it was maybe in August.
Yeah.
I
think it was August.
Yeah, it must have been August, and they told us that they wanted to get an Xbox and some
some game systems.
Yeah, game consoles.
Yeah.
And so I hope they have those now, because that's cool. So they have a TV, they have
they have board games.
They do have board games.
You know, that place is honestly just so chill.
It really is.
A good place to just vibe.
Yeah, and they have computers, a couple computers. Yeah. So, if you need help making a resume, they are there to help you. It's just, a big open community, and they want you to come in and they want you to help. And if you don't need any help and if you don't need to go in, that's fine. But if you want to donate at all, because they are a nonprofit and they do solely rely on donations, you can go to their website and you can donate on their website, and that would be greatly appreciated. It helps them a lot.
Yeah. Also, if, like, by any chance you don't live in Reno, Nevada, I mean, there's a lot of places where there's probably some type of community center there. I don't know. I guess if anybody, like, reaches out to us and asks for help, we'll still be down to help find one for you. Yeah.
So, yeah, like Yazmin was saying, there are, hopefully, if you live close to any LGBT communities around you, we could help you with that. Okay. So there is this article about this gay couple who opened a group home for homeless LGBT youth. It's these two dads from Wisconsin, and they wanted to, because LGBT teenagers get kicked out a lot more straight cisgender people or teenagers. So they had an idea to host a fundraiser to support lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer youth. So they made a fundraiser, or they hosted one, and shortly after that, they made Courage MKE, which I believe is their home that LGBT youth sleep in.
Yeah.
So it was created in June of 2019. And the organization opened its doors to the Courage House, the first ever licensed group home for LGBTQ youth in Wisconsin. So less than a month after opening, Courage House welcomed its first child, now currently home to 5, the maximum amount it can accommodate. Beyond being a place to sleep, residents have access to on-site therapy and receive assistance with health care, life skills, and family reunification.
That's actually really cool.
So
they have on-site therapy?
Yeah,
That's
so
wild.
they're there to help LGBTQ youth, which I think is a really good thing.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. Hold on, there's a statistic somewhere here. Here it is. So a study from the Chaplain Hall at the University of Chicago in 2017 reported LGBTQ plus teens have a 120% higher risk of homelessness compared to the heterosexual or cisgender teens.
Huh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the gay couple, their names are Brad and Nick, and they have, I believe, 5 children. Maybe 4. They have 4 children, sorry. 3 of them are from Brad's previous marriage, and Ivy, whose adoption became official after 450 days of being fostered by them, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Like, there's a picture of her.
Oh,
Isn't she
adorable.
cute? Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I believe Brad said that he just wants to help LGBTQ youth because he can't imagine having to sleep outside under 20-degree weather, and he cares.
Yeah, because Wisconsin, that's up there.
Yeah, it's up there. It's cold. It's up north. It's cold.
I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah, and so I wish we had more people like that who housed more teens more, because there is a lot of homeless teens, and they don't. It's not fair that they don't get a chance. You know, even if they're not a part of the LGBT, they don't get a chance to have a better life because they're out on the streets and they have no one to help them.
Any youth that's ever gotten kicked out of their house, that's
exactly.
Like, that's messed up. Mm-hmm. That's just like setting them up, like, oh, figure it out yourselves, like. Especially since like getting a job itself is kind of difficult.
Yeah, and going to school, they can't even go to school anymore. They can't get a job.
Even if they had jobs, it's not like they can like pay for their own house. It's like minimum wage isn't enough to pay for an apartment.
And speaking about jobs, with the LGBTQ, we have risk for them being fired just because they are LGBTQ. Yeah. And I believe that you have an article on that, correct?
Yes, I do. Earlier in the year, I think it was around October, there's a fight between, because it was technically, I guess it's still legal for people in the workplace to be discriminated against because they're part of the LGBTQ community. Just like they can be refused for promotions or fired or just overall just discriminated against because they identify as LGBTQ or plus. And this article by Vox.com. It says the Republicans are introducing a new compromise LGBTQ rights bill, but everybody already hates it. That's what the title is.
I love that.
Honestly. And they're trying to please both religious communities and the LGBTQ, because like if you only favor one, then it's like, that's messed up. What about us?
Yeah, exactly.
Because since America is based on equality, quote unquote,
equality,
let's quote
the
equality.
Constitution is written that a black man is what, like 3/5 of a person.
3/4. No, what's a 3/5?
It
Something, but what's a whole
something.
person?
It's like a 3/5 or 3/4 of a person.
You know, Americans equality. Let's put big quotes around equality.
Yeah.
And so
they just don't support it.
They don't support it at all. It's like
in some countries, if you're gay, you get killed.
You die. Yeah. So it's like, that's not good here, because since murdering is illegal no matter what. But yeah.
Wait, here in the United States?
Well, killing somebody is not really...
I mean, unless it's self-defense.
I mean, that's true.
That's the only way it's like...
But I mean, like, killing somebody because of their...
And I believe here in Nevada, it's the standard ground law. You can shoot someone.
You can shoot someone if they're on your property. You're like, get out.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mr. Rogers for teaching us that.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. He's wild. Anyways, sorry. The Fairness for All Act is a Republican response to the Equality Act. Republican.
Okay, nice, okay.
Because in March, the House of Democrats introduced the Equality Act, which was the first comprehensive LGBTQ civil rights bill to pass the House, which is neat, progress.
Yeah.
It says that it would provide sweeping non-discrimination protection for the LGBTQ people in the U.S. in housing, employment, public accommodations, education, and healthcare for the first time under federal law. And I think that's the Equality Act.
So what does that mean?
Like, for the Equality Act that the House Democrats introduced and it got passed, no discrimination and protection for people that identify as being part of the LGBTQ community. When it has to do with housing. So, like, you can't be like, you can't get this house because you're gay.
Wait,
they can't do that.
But they can't also be protected? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So they can't be...
non-discrimination protection.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you said or protected.
No.
I thought you were saying they can't be discriminated against
or
protected. I was like...
Can't be discriminated, but you also can't be protected.
I was like...
like, isn't that self-discrimination? No, just non-discrimination protection. So
okay.
Protection for being discriminated against.
All right.
Not or.
And so the Republicans have proposed a bill too?
Yes.
Okay, what is that one?
The Fairness for All Act would provide many of the same protections for the LGBTQ Americans, but also provides ample exceptions for churches and religious organizations to continue to discriminate against queer people. So it basically kind of does the same thing, but it's not as, like, solid.
So what I'm getting from this is they would, yes, we would not discriminate against LGBT people, but also we're going to give the church more power. Is that what they're saying?
Not more power, but it's more like, hey, y'all can't discriminate against them. Church, you can kind of still doing whatever. Not giving them more power is kind of just letting them still do whatever.
So they're letting the church do it, but they're not letting other people.
Regular civilians do it. Like, yeah, I guess. Which I don't know what that means. So does it mean like the head of the church?
Yeah.
Can do whatever? Wow. I love how the first article that it shows when I look up Fairness for All Act is what Christians should know about the Fairness for All Act.
Oh, you know what? I saw that the other day. Yeah. Because I was going to look up like an article about this issue, and the one I clicked on was like a website for Christians. And I'm like, I don't know if this is the best website to look off of. Like,
yeah. Oh. Okay.
Oh, not to like, if you're religious, hey, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I'm not very religious, but if you are, that's cool. Just please stop discriminating against people that aren't religious. aren't exactly what you think they should be the way of God.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Like, if you're religious, honestly,
That's
like,
chill.
do what you want to do. I just don't like it when people use their religion as an excuse to be mean to others.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's not what that means.
So they're using religion to be like, well, God doesn't love you if you're part of it. Well,
yeah, it's like,
isn't like Jesus supposed to love everyone? Didn't he love everyone?
Yeah.
He loved the children as much as he loved the sinners.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they are sinners, quotation marks, sinners, the LGBT people, Jesus and God should love them the same because,
Yeah. Also, it's like, how for a while, like, there's probably somebody that still does it now, but like back when like discrimination against people of color was still allowed, they would like use the Bible. They're like, God says no, but it's like, yo,
wasn't Jesus brown?
Jesus is Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
It's like,
that
was when I learned that was so funny.
That is the funniest thing ever.
Like, no, this is God will be mad, It's like, yo, Jesus is Middle Eastern.
Yeah, Middle Eastern.
People still draw Jesus as white. Yo, he's not white. He's not white at all.
He's kind of brown.
Just a bit.
Just a tiny bit. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever really seen an accurate drawing of Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm also trying to find like a legit thing for what the Fairness for All Act is, but I can't find what it actually is. I just keep on hearing like reading things about it. Like it says, if enacted, this bill would undermine civil rights protection for women, people of color, people of faith, and create substandard protections for the LGBTQ people.
So,
I don't even know what this Fairness for All Act is.
Yeah, I
can't find like an actual thing for it.
Yeah.
Basically, all we really got is that we got the Equality Act thing, which is pretty good, and then Republicans, the people that make laws, were like, how about the Fairness for All Act, which everybody hates, except for some people that are like pro it.
Well, here's what I got from it, is that we were talking about this before. It's basically like the church can still not discriminate, but like if someone's religious and they work somewhere, or they're like the manager, be like, oh, you can't work here because I'm religious and you're LGBT, and the Fairness for All Act.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I get from it. I might be wrong. I might very well be wrong. But if anyone could tell me, I actually really want to know what this is.
Alright, so I found a slightly better statement. It says, the Fairness for All Act is a compromise bill between the two that would ban discrimination against LGBTQ people in employment, housing, education, and public accommodations, but it carves out broad exemptions for churches and religious organizations, which is kind of like what I said earlier. It's like, yeah, you guys can't, like, people can't discriminate against people who are a part of the LGBTQ.
Except the church.
Yeah. But
Churches are the exception.
Yeah, they're fine, though.
Oh, okay.
Churches can still keep doing what they've been doing.
Okay.
But for, like, regular people, like, on the street, when it comes to hiring and stuff, you can't discriminate. But churches can still keep on being mean to people who identify as part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Okay, that makes sense. What else do we have?
But first, is that a compromise?
It's not a compromise, or it is a compromise?
No, I'm asking, like, would you say that would be a compromise?
Yes and no. Like, at least the Republicans are like, yeah, we'll do it, but as long as the church, and like, it's kind of like, they're not doing it all the way. They're like, I guess, like, we can agree with you, but also we're gonna use the church as an excuse to still discriminate against it, Because anyone could be like, oh, I'm from the church, so therefore I can discriminate against you,
Yeah, it's like, that shouldn't still be a thing.
Yeah, so, no, I don't think it really is a compromise. Because it's still like, hey, this is the law, but people can still discriminate against you, Don't think it's a compromise.
Yeah. Like, I feel like a better one to like compromise, it'll be like no discrimination at all, and that's really it. Like, I feel like there shouldn't really be exception. People that are religious and their religion just is against it. Just, I don't know, don't talk to people, I guess. I don't know what to say, but I feel like that's not, I just feel like it's messed up to like be mean to somebody because your religion says that's not good.
Yeah,
because everybody's still a person. We're all people.
Speaking of people,
there we go.
Utah just put a ban for conversion therapy for LGBT youth. So after a back and forth with the Church of Latter-day Saints,
the church,
yeah, the governor, the Ohio State. I don't think that's not. Anyways, the governor of Utah has announced a rule that would ban conversion therapy for LGBT youth. The rule would be published December 15th and likely go into effect by the end of January.
Woo.
It has been endorsed by the Church of Latter-day Saints, which has significant political influence in the state. So I think that's good.
Yeah.
So conversion therapy historically referred to attempts to make non-heterosexual people to heterosexual.
Yeah.
The practice has been widely discredited by major medical organizations, including the American Medical Association, the American Psychiatric Association, and the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry. I have a little trouble with my words.
It's fine.
A study last year provided the first concrete evidence that conversion therapy for sexual orientation is associated with suicide attempts.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So, more recently, conversion therapy has also referred to attempts to make transgender people cisgender, and this is often referred to as gender identity conversion therapy. So yeah, it's been labeled unethical by the organization, like the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, so that's good.
So,
and there's research from Harvard, the medical school, and
Harvard.
the Fenway Institution have shown that gender identity conversion therapy is widespread, with approximately 200,000 transgender people in the U.S. being exposed. So I think this mostly just talks about how bad it is and how
conversion therapy doesn't even work.
Yeah, and how bad it is for people who are forced to go to these conversion therapies. So yeah, I think that's really good.
Yeah. Progress.
Yeah.
Conversion therapy is such a weird concept.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, you're a female and you like other females? Gotta change that. It's like, but like, why? Why? It doesn't hurt anyone.
It really doesn't. And that's what I don't get. If it doesn't hurt anyone, why
are we trying to change it so much?
Exactly.
Like,
does it matter if, like, I like a dude, if I like a girl? Does that really matter?
It really doesn't.
Like does it hurt you so much that if I'm dating a girl, like, does it? Is it hurting you physically? Is it? No, it's not. I hope it's not.
It physically causes me pain.
It's so insane to me that people would put their children through conversion therapy, you know?
Yeah.
If you say that you love your child unconditionally, why are you
trying to change them?
Why are you putting them in a box, you know?
Yeah. It's like, yo, let them be. Let them
be.
Let them just thrive, honestly.
Yeah. Like, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
We knew a girl, a guy, transgender, right?
Yeah.
His mom was totally unaccepting.
Yeah.
And, he, like, had to hide. I remember he cut his hair, and he dyed his hair without his mom knowing.
Yeah.
And he got grounded, you know? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, I think his mom was really strict, and his mom, it sucked.
Yeah.
And I hated watching him go through that. And I remember giving him clothes because all he had was girly, like, kind of feminine clothes. So I gave him some shirts that I'm like, I don't use these. These are more masculine. These are bigger and, like, you'll look more masculine in them. And he was really thankful. And I was like, bro, anytime. You know, if I can help someone with, like, going through that, I will, man. I'll do everything.
Like, I'll give you some. I got some pants.
I got some.
I'll lend you some pants.
Yeah, I got some pants. Yo, dude, you starving?
I really am. Speaking of starving, there's a place to go to eat.
Chick-fil-A.
But
wait a minute. Wasn't that dude from Chick-fil-A, the CEO, homophobic?
You know what? You're right. It's conversation.
Yeah.
So, as you know, a lot of people know, but just in case you don't know, the CEO of Chick-fil-A is homophobic, and even
didn't he donate to like
he donated to places that
homophobic places?
Yeah, he donated to like homophobic places. And it's like, wow, that's cool. And so the CEO, Dan Cathy, he said some stuff. And
was it controversial stuff?
Stuff about like, gay people shouldn't eat here. Well, stuff like that.
Okay.
As he does. And they stopped donating to homophobic places and organizations. But the CEO never apologized. It says he didn't acknowledge that he was wrong, and he didn't perhaps be more convincing. It says here, this would perhaps be more convincing if Dan Cathy, Chick-fil-A CEO, acknowledged as wrong and directly apologized for the comments that he made in 2012 about the company's belief and support of, quote, the biblical definition of the family unit, end quote.
Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that this dude, CEO of Chick-fil-A, homophobic, right?
Yeah.
Used to donate to these homophobic organizations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then said some stuff about the LGBT. He was like, you're not welcome here. And later stopped donating to them, but didn't apologize for saying those homophobic things.
Yeah. He also, like even what he said, we support the biblical definition of the family unit.
Oh God!
Which
so
is
he's
wow.
Oh,
wow!
So,
look at him go.
I think there's two reasons I think he did this. A, he's losing a lot of money donating to he's like, oh man, I need this money that I'm donating. Or he's like, I'm losing money. I need people to actually come here, and there's a bunch of people boycotting my business.
Yeah.
So either way, I think he's losing money.
Yeah, it's probably like a loss of money. He's like, dang.
It's a business tactic. I think, obviously, I mean, maybe not, but he didn't apologize for what he said, which leads me to believe that he's still homophobic. And
yeah, probably.
Stopping the donations to these places, these organizations, was just solely a business tactic. Yeah.
Like, it says that the company released a statement saying, the Chick-fil-A culture and service tradition in our restaurants is to treat every person with honor, dignity, and respect, regardless of their belief, race, creed, sexual orientation, or gender. Going forward, our intent is to leave the policy debate over same-sex marriage to the government and political arena.
What? Sorry.
Yeah. So basically, they're like, we Chick-fil-A, we're here to treat everybody with respect, no matter sex, race, religion, belief, gender, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they're just going going forward, they're going to leave. Basically, going forward, they're going to keep their opinions to themselves.
Okay.
Like,
see, I like that. I respect that.
Yes,
you know what? People have opinions, to each their own, you know?
Yeah. It's like...
It's just, when people are obnoxious with their opinion, when they push it on other people, when they start acting mean towards other people, calling other people names that they shouldn't, start using, like, racial slurs, homophobic slurs. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah,
like,
that's where
you can have your opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
You can not accept people from the LGBT. Yeah. Sure.
But keep it to yourself.
Exactly. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, because, like, especially, like, if like, someone is, like, homophobic or, like, doesn't support it, then it's like, you know that it's a very like touchy topic, so just don't say anything and keep it to yourself.
And you know what's funny? This is a CEO guy.
Yeah.
You would
CEO.
The CEO of Chick-Fil-A. You would expect him to you would expect him to know that he needs to keep his opinions to himself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. Unless you're Elon Musk. Elon Musk is great.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Unless, no.
Elon Musk is the only one.
No, I believe that for business, if you're a part of a business, you need to keep your opinions to yourself. If you don't like a certain group of people, keep it to yourself. Because you know why? Because if you say something, that group of people, they're gonna boycott you. You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna lose people. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe...
It's just, you know, like, again, like I said, like, as a CEO, you'd think that, like, you wouldn't have said anything in the first place. Especially since you're, like, a CEO, that means, like, you know, business, think of tactics of how to, like, expand the business, get more money, make things better, you know, not openly state your opinion about what you feel about LGBTQ and same-sex marriage.
Exactly. So there's 2 Chick-fil-A's here in Reno. And
there's 2?
There's 2. There's one in Sparks
one.
And there's one in Reno, like by...
There is one in Sparks.
There is one in Sparks.
I only remembered the one in Reno.
Yeah, there's 2.
There's 2?
There's 2. And when they opened up for maybe 2 years, I don't know, just recently did I go there and try it for the first time. And I love Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's great. And I did, like, push it off from going there because the CEO was homophobic, because I didn't want to support an establishment like that. But then I was like, you know what? I really want some chicken.
But it's like right there.
I'm like, sometimes chickens are... Sometimes you just gotta eat some chicken.
So
Whether it comes from a homophobic place or not, you just gotta eat some chicken.
Hey, if it tastes good, it tastes good.
It tastes good. Their fries are very good. I like their fries.
Their fries are good. I remember that. Like, the last time I went, I'm like, yo, their fries are pretty fire.
Yeah.
I had
Chick-fil-A, like... last week. I mean, like Friday or something.
For me, it's like, I think I don't like Chick-fil-A as much as other people, because when Chick-fil-A was like first came to Reno, it was just so hyped. Everyone's like, Chick-fil-A, oh my god, I love this food, it tastes great. How come it has been here the whole time? You know, like everybody was just going off. So I'm like, yo, it must be the bomb if everybody's like freaking out over this. I tried, I'm like, yo, this is okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's good, but it's not like, oh my god,
this is the new god.
This is God.
Like, people start worshipping Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
Like,
that's definitely,
where has this been my whole life?
Exactly, yeah.
It's just, Chick-fil-A is just wild.
Chick-fil-A is wild.
It's a whole nother thing. It's
like,
taste okay, but great to some people. CEO, questionable person.
Right? Speaking of food, right?
Right.
This was back in October, so I still don't know if they're selling this anymore, but there was a cereal made by Kellogg's called the All Together, and it's basically all of their, like, mascots from their cereal come together in one box of cereal, and they're like, well, not like the cereal, right? Just the mascots on the cereal. No. I mean, I don't know, maybe, but, like, it's all the mascots on the cereal, and it's for the GLAAD Association, and the GLAAD Association is the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. So it's like an LGBT cereal, and I think that's
wild.
It's really cool. So this was back in October. I think October 19th is when it came out. I don't know if they're still selling them, but I do know you could buy you were able to. I don't know if you could anymore. But they donated about $50,000 to the GLAAD Association, which I think is really cool.
That's very cool.
And yeah, I don't know if you can still buy it anymore, but I really hope you do.
Yeah,
can.
Let's see if we can. Do you know what it's called?
It's Kellogg's All Together.
Kellogg's.
Yeah,
Kellogg's. All Together. Let's see if I can. Oh, I think you can.
You can? That's cool, then.
I think you can. Oh, please load. I really want to see if I can actually buy it.
But yeah, I think that's a really cool thing for Kellogg to do, to donate to the GLAAD Association.
Oh, it's $20.
Yeah, it's expensive. It is an expensive box of cereal.
Yeah, it's $20. But
it's the all.
really
It's
cool.
like, can I read it?
Yeah.
So 6 individual single-serve boxes included inside. So, okay, I get it. So it's 6 different like mascots all in one. So you got like your Tony the Tiger, the Rice Krispie guys, the Toucan guy, the Fruit Loops, the rice, there's Raisin Bran.
There's Raisin.
And there's 6 different individual single serve boxes inside the big box.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can So limited edition variety pack, first time cornflakes, Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, Frosted Mini Wheats, Raisin Bran, Rice Krispies, and offered exclusively together. Let me see if you can still buy it, because I mean, I might have added a lot to your card.
It's fine. I don't have like a credit card on there.
Yeah.
I'm broke. Adds like 8 boxes to my cart. It's like we are buying. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at Kellogg being accepting.
So it's a symbol for acceptance, no matter how you look, where you're from, and who you love. We believe that all people deserve an environment where they can be their best selves, which I think is so great.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
It's so heartwarming.
The largest, most visible... Oh, and it's also for anti-bullying.
Nice.
And then, so the largest, most visible anti-bullying campaign in the world, where millions wear purple to stand up against bullying. And that's called... that's from the GLAAD... I think this is for GLAAD to celebrate Spirit Day.
Okay.
Which is that's what it is, where people wear purple to...
Yeah.
For anti-bullying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so they donated $50,000 to support the anti-bullying and LGBT advocacy work. And it's limited edition. I don't know if you can get it anymore. It probably can't, but I mean, that's a really cool piece of news, you know? Like, it's really cool. Speaking of LGBT,
As if we haven't been talking about them.
as if we weren't talking about them. Yazmin has some funky, fresh fun facts for us.
Yeah. Fun fact number 1. Approximately 1 million children in the U.S. are being raised by same-sex couples.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I had 2 dads, or 2 moms. It'd be so cool. Isn't there a book that's like My 2 Dads? It's like a children's book.
I think there is a book.
There's a book. So, the vice president came out with a book about his bunny, right? And how
The vice president?
The vice president of the United States.
Okay.
And I don't remember what it's about, but someone came out with basically a parody of that, and this bunny was gay. It was like an LGBT thing.
Oh, that's so
it's
great.
amazing, yeah. So this bunny, like, of this vice president in this, I think it's called I don't know what it's called. It's Marlowe something. But it's really cool. My grandparents have 2 copies of it, and last Thanksgiving they made me read it a lot. They're like, look at this book, it's really cool, we love LGBT people, which is really sweet.
Yeah. Look at this book.
Yeah. But it's like a book about how the parody is a book about how the vice president's bunny is gay, and it's really cute because it's a children's book. He goes out and like he meets a bunch of like other animals, and he meets this other bunny who's a guy, and they fall in love and they get married. It's the cutest thing ever.
Great.
I know.
Fun fact number 2. In 2013, 92% of adults who are LGBT said they believe society has become more accepting of them in the past 10 years.
That's kind of chill, though.
That's pretty chill.
Yeah, like, that's good.
Yeah.
And it means we're actually progressing in life and
becoming,
taking
like,
steps to be nice.
Yeah.
So that's kind of chill, though.
Also, real quick, there's like a parallel between the civil rights of people not being racist against Black people, and also like people being accepting towards LGBTQ people.
You're saying we're gonna have another civil war? No,
I mean, I hope not.
I'm kidding. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, everyone. Rainbow Podcast. The Double Rainbow Podcast.
Another civil war. Nah. So go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
But it's like because like people were like racist against like people of color, and they're like they're not good. And like there's people that are like maybe you guys should leave them alone. And then like now like people are most people don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're all just people.
It's
like the same things happening with LGBTQ, where it's like people are like, oh, they're not right. And people are like, let's just leave them alone.
Yeah. Did you ever, I remember doing this in elementary school. I don't remember what grade, but we did this thing with eggs, right? We took a white egg and we took a brown egg, right? Hey. And they taught us that people are like eggs. They might look different on the outside, but once you crack them, their insides are just the same. They're eggs. They're the same. You're gonna cook with this one, you're gonna cook with that one. They're the same. They're the same outcome.
Oh, that's...
Same with people.
That's so great.
Yeah.
That's actually really great.
They taught us that in elementary school. They were like, people are like eggs. They might be different colors, but they're the same thing on the inside. All pink and squishy.
Squishy meat.
Unless you don't have muscles, then you're just bones.
You're a skeleton. Christ.
But yeah, they taught us that in elementary school to be like, hey, eggs and people are the same.
Different outside, but we're all meats and bones.
I mean, yeah, they might look different, but they're the same.
Yeah, that's very cool. My school did not do that.
Yeah, and I guess it didn't hit me at the time, obviously, but now, like, recently, thinking back onto that, I'm like, that's a really good thing to teach to children.
Yeah.
Because when you're teaching children, you're shaping their minds, you know? Like, that is something you need to put into children's minds, is that people, no matter how they look like, who they love, what they do in life, unless they kill people. People are all the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people need to be accepting of that. And so I think that's a really good thing to teach children.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there's that one Good Luck Charlie episode. And there's the two moms.
Yeah.
And I was trying to like make sure but it's Disney Channel features its first gay couple on Good Luck Charlie. So yeah, it was the first time where they did that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that as a child, and I'm like, okay, I don't care. Like, I just didn't. Yeah. I was like, all right, that's cool. I wonder what drama the parents are going to get into.
Yeah.
Like, it even like hit me that like it was like more of like a new thing that like it was a new thing that Disney put out there, hoping that everything would go well.
Yeah, like, and I feel like they did it so subtly too, because like
they didn't make a big deal.
Children, like you said, are focused on the story, right? So they like see the two moms. They're like, that's normal. What's Charlie gonna do next? Oh my god,
normal. How's Charlie gonna make things interesting?
Yeah, right. How's Teddy doing? You know. Like, and speaking of Disney, this is just speculation, right? And I don't know why, but so you know the new Frozen movie, right?
Yeah.
So Elsa, notorious for not having a prince or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, people think just because she doesn't have a prince that she might be gay.
Or she just
doesn't want a prince.
Yeah, she might just like not want to. She might just be like, I'm thriving at the moment.
Yeah, and if she is gay, that's cool.
That would be cool.
That's cool.
That would be cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
But, maybe she just wants to be alone, you know?
She might just be chilling. Like,
she might just be thriving.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, she isolated herself for years. Maybe she's like, I don't even really want to be close with another person.
Exactly.
Because she only recently got close with her sister. Exactly. So, like, imagine she's not, like, immediately looking for, like, I need to be in a relationship.
Exactly.
Like, imagine she's just like, I'm chilling. I got a whole kingdom to run.
I haven't watched the second one, though.
Me neither.
Okay, cool.
Nobody spoil us.
Yeah, no one spoil it for us.
Yeah. No spoilers. I haven't watched it yet. I want to, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't want to watch Frozen 2?
I watched Maleficent, the second one.
I have not watched.
It's so good.
I just need to go to the movies and just watch all the movies.
Bruh.
No,
There's Maleficent. I love Maleficent. Like, Angelina Jolie, I love her.
That's her name. Yo, last night.
So off topic.
I'm sorry. But last night, I saw this girl in a commercial. I'm like, what's her name? I was trying to think of names of, like, celebrities. I'm like, I couldn't think of it. Then I'm like, all right, I know it's not her. But what's that one actress with, like, the really, like, prominent cheekbones?
Oh.
I'm like, what's her name? And
Yeah.
I refused to look it up.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
I love her.
She's so great. Yo, when I figured out that she voiced Tigress, right? From Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tigers. I'm like, yo, this girl, so great. Like, this, because already I love tigers. And this tiger is just so cool. And I figured out who, like, voiced her. I'm like, yo, this girl looks just as cool.
Dude, Angelina Jolie in those Maleficent movies are so good, though.
She's a good actor.
Yeah. But anyways, I
So off
think,
topic.
honestly, this concludes our first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this concludes our first episode. Thank you, everyone who listened and got this far, if anyone listened and got this far. We wanted to thank our center for teaming up with us to do this, or letting us team up with them.
Yeah.
You know? They're an amazing community, and we love them.
Yeah.
And if you can, at all, if you can donate to them, please donate to them.
Yeah.
It
would be so helpful for everyone, people, because if I can imagine if they get enough money, they'll probably expand even more to more places, and it'll just be so great. Anything really helps, if we're being honest.
Even if you're not in the Reno, Nevada area, if there is an LGBT community near you, donate to them. Donate to them so they can help other people, so they can expand their community and help the youth in that area and people going through problems, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, if you can't donate, that's completely fine, because I, as well, am broke. So we understand if you can't donate, but even just checking out their website or even, like, going out and, I don't know, just, like, supporting...
Or, like, spreading the word.
Oh, spreading the word, yes.
Hey, there's this really cool community called Our Center, that's in Reno, Nevada, and you should go check them out, or something like that. If you know someone who might be in the LGBT community going through a hard time, or even if they're not going through a hard time, they might be thriving, tell them to check out Our Center, because Our Center is such a great place. You can volunteer, and it's great. Like, it's amazing.
And also, tell them to check out our podcast.
Yeah, tell them to check out our podcast, you know?
We're here. We're cool.
We're cool.
We're cool kids.
Debatable. But, anyways, thank you so much for listening. And so this has been the Double Podcast Rainbow.
Rainbow Podcast?
Did I say Double Podcast Rainbow?
Yeah. This has been the Double Podcast Rainbow.
This has been the Double Rainbow Podcast. I'm Sarah Ewing.
I'm Yazmin Henderson.
And we are signing off.